This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Yeah, Jordan, I guess just points of emphasis for you since you got back from Europe. I think maybe a little bit of shooting struggles over there, but did some other things to contribute to winning. I guess just what's been your focus since you got back?
A lot of like the big point for me in Europe was finishing around the rim and then making more shots on the perimeter. Coach had me doing a lot of like extra finishing drills because in Europe I was like double pumping a lot when I was going towards the rim, like trying to avoid contact, but when I should have been, attacking contact and going through people. So it was something I had to work on. It was kind of like a mindset change, just getting ready for like the college level. And I feel like he's done a good job with helping me get there so far. We got a lot left to do, but he's done a good job so far.
We just talked to Nick and asked him about kind of just being a leader as a young guy. How have you seen Nick handle that? I would imagine probably a pretty vocal guy in practice. Like Eric called him an alpha type guy, and the personality wise in the spring. Just what do you see from Nick there?
Yeah, he's definitely one of the leaders on the team. Being a point guard that we're really going to rely on this year. I feel like he has a lot of responsibility put on his shoulders, and he's handling it well. Like Coach said, he's leading in practice. He's talking. He's doing all the good things that help practice be more than just a practice. Like now, then it feels like okay, yeah, we're preparing for a game, even though we don't play for another month. Like we feel like we're preparing for a game.
The last thing for me, just Trevin had a really good trip to Europe. What's he been like since he's been back, and kind of what are you most excited to watch him do this year?
Since he's been back, I mean, he's been pretty much doing the same stuff, just being consistent, doing his role really, really well. I know that he's been consistent so far, so I don't think that he won't be consistent during the season. So I know that if he keeps doing what he's doing, then he's going to be a big part of this team too this year when we try to, get some success.
Courtney?
Yeah, sorry. It just takes me a little bit to unmute this thing over here. Jordan, I'm curious to know your thoughts on the red-white game and how you feel, going to be playing in front of a crowd for the first time this season.
Yeah. So I came last year to the red and white game, and the atmosphere was amazing. I loved it. It was like every seat was packed out, and I was thinking to myself, like, yo, we're not even like playing a real game. Like it's just like a scrimmage almost, but it's like everybody showing up, showing out, talking. It was great. I saw a lot of the recruits there. I got to meet some of them for the first time, so that was awesome. The pace of the game kind of surprised me too, because it being just a scrimmage, they were still moving like really fast. So I know Muss wants to have that same, tenacity this year with the team. But it was all around a great experience for me.
And then Nick kind of mentioned some bragging rights. You guys are competitive with each other, obviously at practice, but now you're in a game kind of environment. What's that going to be like for you guys? I mean, have you kind of talked about that a little bit,
Of course. Like you said, everybody's competitive, so it's all about the win. So, people are going to talk their trash like they usually would, but it's nothing different from like us playing, a game against a real team. It's all about the win. Like we're going to do whatever it takes to win, no matter what. And then after that, you have bragging rights. You can talk a little trash after, and then we go on. We practice the next day.
Perfect. That's it for me. Thank you,
Bob.
Jordan, how do you feel about playing in Barnhill Arena? It's obviously old school. That's where a lot of great players played there, but Arkansas hadn't played there regularly since the early 90s.
Yeah, it's always an honor to be in, a place where the greats were, where the people who were the greatest at what they did played at. It's always good to be in that type of atmosphere. I'm excited. We haven't got a chance to be in Bud Walton much this year. It's pretty much all just been the practice facility. So just to even be able to step out into, an arena like Barnhill, it's a big step up. Like it's a change of scenery. Plus we get to put on for the fans. We get to have fun amongst each other and compete. So I'm hoping for a great experience.
And then you guys had pro day the other day. I saw a little bit of video. I know a lot of scouts were there. How'd you feel like that went? You're obviously a guy, that's being projected as a first-round pick. Just did you feel any pressure? I know you got the whole season to play and all that, but just kind of what was that experience like for you, and how'd you think it went for everybody?
It was a great experience, being my first pro day, first official pro day. It was great. I feel like it went well. The team had a lot of fun. I feel like people watching had fun and they enjoyed what they were seeing. Everybody had a good day, and I know Musk kind of prepared us for pro day, just telling us what it would be like and like the expectation of what everything would be. So going into it, we weren't really blind. We were kind of in the know, so that was great that we kind of like went into it knowing what was going to happen.
Well, what was his advice, and did you just kind of go out there? And I think Nick said he just kind of treated it as a normal practice. Like I said, were you nervous, or what was your approach, and what was there anything particular Eric told you that made it a little easier?
So, I mean, I wasn't nervous. If, like Nick said, felt like a normal practice. It was just people watching us, it's just like that in the game. So it just, it feels normal. Coach Musk before practice, he would tell us like, y'all just do your regular practice habits, like practice how you've been going. You've all been going hard. If you just continue doing that, then you'll look good to anybody, including like the staff or like NBA guys or whoever it is watching. They'll all think you look good, but just because you're going hard.
It's got one more. I know in Europe, you guys did a lot of things well, but had a lot of turnovers. And outside of Nick, nobody shot the ball real well from the perimeter on 3-pointers. I know you're probably a better 3-point shooter than you showed. How do you think you're coming along with your 3-point shooting, the team, and how do you think you guys are kind of fixing the turnover issues?
Those are two big points of emphasis that Coach Musk has made ever since the Europe trip. We're turning over the ball a lot, and we're kind of on the lower percentage of threes right now. So it's all about Coach Musk has made it a statement to where we have to come in and shoot extra. Like, you got to get this work in because we need to be able to knock those open threes down. And then along with that, it's, with the turnovers, you got to like better your ball handling, better your passing, like just making better decisions on the court so that we can fix that. And then once we fix that, we'll be able to run up and down the court, no turnovers, knocking down threes, play the type of game that everybody wants to watch.
Thanks.
Butch.
Yeah, Jordan, I know you mentioned it before that you struggled shooting the ball over in Europe, but I know Coach Musk, before y'all went over there, told us the story that when he was at Nevada, he had a player that struggled on a foreign trip and then ended up having a really good regular season. Does having that history maybe give you a little bit of confidence that you can get it turned around and have a really good year shooting the ball?
Yeah, of course. Knowing that it's been done before, knowing that it's not impossible, it definitely gives me confidence to know that, okay, I can go out and do the same thing or even better. I'm excited for this year coming up because we've been putting in a lot of work. We've improved a lot in the areas that we're weak at, including shooting. So it's gonna be one crazy year, and I'm excited for it.
Appreciate it.
Curtis.
Hey, Jordan, I guess one thing about the red-white game, it kind of signals that the regular season's getting close. I know you guys have been doing a lot of practicing, but now that you're ramping it up, these exhibition games coming up, you're getting closer to the regular season. What's the vibe and the mood around the team?
Well, we've been practicing for months and months now, and now we have, something to look forward to. It's like the red and white games or like pro day or just small events like that just give the whole team, that just uplifts everybody's spirits when knowing that, they have something to look forward to. So it's great. The atmosphere in the gym right now is just, preparing to compete. Everybody's like a little on edge, a little nervous, just ready for that first game. Like, we have an exhibition game we're going to play, but after that, the season's here, and I think we're going to be ready.
Randy, final question?
Jordan, what do you think your role is going to be with this team?
I think that, I'm the type of guy, is just going to do whatever it takes to get the W. So whatever coach wants me to do, like, that's what I'm going to do. Whether he wants me to shoot threes, play defense, bring the ball up the court, post up, like whatever it is, I'm going to just fill that spot. I'm not clear on it, on my role as of now, but whatever he needs, I'll be there to do it for sure.
Football is back, and BetOnline remains your number one source for all your football betting needs this season. You'll find the latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends. And as your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports and events like MLB, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. Bet online, where the game starts.